I have experience watching your films, Maestra, and Silvio, and you show me something else very similar. They're all very connected to education. And I want you to talk about that. What is the inspiration? What is the background behind all these beautiful films?
Well, just want to say thank you again first, Oldren, and thank you for selecting this film for your festival. I feel very honored and very delighted to have the Silvio film in your festival. I'm not exactly sure where to start because it's a big, like I could talk all day about this, right? I think I had my own very non-traditional education journey in which traditional schooling did not really work for me. And so I ended up going to some very sort of alternative schools, free schools. I went to a Quaker high school that was like a peace and justice high school. And I think I really, in the first person had, and also some of my closest friends as teenagers, right? As children and teenagers had up close the experience of how education could be both kind of like formal education, kind of limiting, or it could also be very liberating. I think this is a fundamental question for all of us and for just our world and our societies, and how do we make a healthy world? And also looking at these multiple ways in which we teach each other, what I can learn from you, and this reciprocal process of teaching that like we're all teachers, we're all learners, hopefully forever. So I feel like I really wanted to sort of explore that in my film work. Because of the years I spent in Cuba in the 90s, I started out doing like an oral history with some of the youngest teachers on the 1961 Cuban literacy campaign. And I was really, I didn't come at this as a concept and then look for the people. It was totally the opposite. You know, that happens a lot in films, right? You have a question or a inquietud, but actually I knew a number of these women like Norma Guillard and other, you know, women and some men who I knew because of the work they were doing in Cuba now, the kind of incredible, interesting, groundbreaking work that they were doing. You know, Norma was one of the first people talking about LGBTQ issues openly, for example, you know, so I met these people because of what they're doing in contemporary Cuba, but several of them said they felt that the most beautiful thing they ever did was teach someone to read and write when they were teenagers.